Just days after high-level talks between US and Iranian officials in Switzerland, a new disagreement is threatening to overshadow signs of diplomatic progress. US Vice President J.D. Vance said Iran had agreed to allow inspectors from the International Atomic Energy Agency, or IAEA, to return and monitor the country's nuclear facilities. Washington described the move as an important confidence-building measure and a step toward restoring transparency around Iran's nuclear activities. The remarks quickly drew attention because access for international inspectors has long been one of the biggest sticking points in negotiations over Iran's nuclear program. The IAEA, the United Nations nuclear watchdog, has repeatedly voiced concern over limited access to Iranian facilities and growing uncertainty over the country's stockpile of enriched uranium. For Western powers, inspections are considered essential to verifying that Iran's nuclear activities remain peaceful. But Tehran has strongly rejected Vance's version of events. Iranian officials say no agreement was reached on the return of inspectors during the Switzerland talks. Sources cited by Iranian media insist there was no discussion on the issue and accused Washington of presenting an inaccurate picture of what transpired behind closed doors. Iran maintains that any future cooperation with the IAEA would depend on broader political and security considerations, including guarantees regarding sanctions and the treatment of its nuclear infrastructure. The disagreement comes at a sensitive time. The latest negotiations were aimed at reducing tensions after months of regional instability and concerns over Iran's nuclear program. Both sides have publicly acknowledged that the talks covered a range of issues, including sanctions, regional security, maritime trade routes, and the future framework of nuclear engagement. However, neither side has released a detailed joint statement outlining exactly what was agreed. That lack of clarity has left room for competing narratives to emerge. For the IAEA, the stakes are high. The agency has warned that without regular inspections, it cannot independently verify the status of Iran's nuclear activities. Inspectors have faced restrictions in recent years, limiting the watchdog's ability to monitor key facilities and materials. Analysts say the return of inspectors would be one of the most significant confidence-building measures in years. But Iran's latest denial suggests that such a step may still be far from reality. Despite the public disagreement, diplomats say neither side appears ready to walk away from negotiations. Washington continues to describe the talks as constructive, while Tehran says dialogue remains possible if its concerns are addressed. For now, however, the question of international inspections has become the latest flashpoint in a relationship defined by mistrust and conflicting interpretations. Whether the dispute is a misunderstanding, a negotiating tactic, or a sign of deeper divisions remains unclear. But one thing is certain: any future nuclear agreement between the United States and Iran will require both sides to bridge not only policy differences, but also sharply different versions of what was said at the negotiating table.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.